Hey, Travis Apollo here. I'm just giving a quick update on the window project I'm doing. So I already did the hard part of getting window out of the frame and took it over to the hardware store just to make sure I was getting the right piece of glass. So it turns out it's a pretty standard size, 28 by 24. So everything should go pretty smooth. So I just wanted to, it's starting to rain outside. I came out here to do the glass extrication to get it out of the frame, but I'll show you here what I'm doing. So there's a couple of things to know. There's window glazing that holds the window in along the wood frame, the glass into the wood frame, and then there's these little metal points that hold the glass in. And so I'll show you one of them because I'm pulling them out. So we've got these little metal points right in here. You can see it real close right up against the glass here. And I'm not worried about this glass, so I'm not too worried about how careful I'm being right now. That's why I brought it outside, just in case any glass falls. You can see we've got a pretty messed up window here, and that got cracked and then kind of spidered. It happened during the winter time, so we didn't have it fixed up until quite a bit later now. But I'm just going to carefully pull this metal point. It's just a little piece of metal that's just jammed into the wood. And so I'm just going to carefully pull it out. It's just a little triangular shaped piece of metal. And they do come in different shapes and sizes. So the ones I'm going to put in actually have a little bit of a different shape to them. I'll show you that later. I just carefully slide it out. And this one's kind of just playing teeter-totter on me. Here we go. Getting closer. There we go. So there you see it's just a little triangular piece of metal that points in, and it kind of holds the window against the wood there. And that's really just to help until the glazing dries. It usually can take up to 4 weeks really for it to completely dry. So that's all the kind of that stuff that goes in that little smooth bevel right here. That you'll see along most windows. It goes along the side, the bottom, and then the other side. But it doesn't go along the top. Along the top, this is where the window actually will seat right into the frame. So you'll see more about that when I get the glass installed, but hopefully I videoed that well when I couldn't see what the camera was looking at, because I can't flip it around while I'm recording. But I'm going to finish getting the glass out of this window and get my project back inside. I'm going to do it on the dining room table, and hopefully I do it quick enough so I'm not interrupting dinner. All right, wish me luck. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Just going to give you a quick look at what I put together here. So I've got a big mess on the table. It's their dining room table, and I'm going to get it cleaned up before dinner. So what I've got here is the window, and I've cleared most of the stuff out. I've got the edges here very closely cleaned. And it's really important that they be really smooth, because if there's any unevenness, any of that molding stuff left, then that could crack the window when it gets set down. So I was as careful as I could to be nice and smooth. So I am just going to brush away some of the extra dust and stuff. I used a little bit of a sander. I have a little sanding brick. It's pretty smooth, but it's soft, more or less. It's not super coarse, so just to smooth things down. I used a little knife to slice away at some of the stuff on the edge, and then of course my putty knife as well. Trying not to gouge any of the wood. I'm not a perfect craftsman, and I'm not overly concerned about this old window. Of course, old windows are nice, so it's important to be careful with them. But I'm just going to finish getting this cleaned up and brushed off, and then I'm going to slide the window in after applying some putty. So I'm going to need to put some putty up in this top edge. It's just a little groove here, and that's where the window slides into. So I'll put the putty in there, and then I'll slide the window in, and then I'll lay it along the edges here all the way around. And then I'll use the push tacks. These are just a little bit of a different shape than the ones I pulled out, but they just slide in right along the glass into the wood and hold it together. And then I just need to put in the glaze. So I've got this window glaze, and this is an old tube that I had laying around, so I'm gonna apply it just from kind of what's in here. Some of this might be still good inside here. I just popped it open trying to get at it because the tip had dried out, but this would be the full tube, and I can use that too. So I'll let you know how it goes.